Lupita Nyong'o says her character is representative of the world. She is playing Helen of Troy in Christopher Nolan's upcoming The Odyssey. This is from Elle magazine, which did a story. Let me bring it up, Alan, but I know you have notes. Tell me, what did she say in this article?
All right. Well, Lupita Nyong'o says joining Christopher Nolan's adaptation of Homer's The Odyssey was an easy yes, even before she knew which role she would play. After receiving the script from Nolan, she read it in one sitting and immediately committed to the project. Although she had performed some Greek mythology in drama school, Nyong'o admitted she knew very little about the Odyssey beforehand. She quickly immersed herself in the source material, reading the Odyssey and listening to the Iliad as part of the self-described crash course on Greek mythology. Nyong'o will portray both Helen of Troy and her sister Clytemnestra. She described...
Wait! Could you repeat that?
Clytemnestra? Is that, am I getting that right?
Is that? Oh my, okay, there you go.
Okay. She described being cast as Helen as a tremendous honor, calling the legendary figure iconic. I was so deeply honored to be entrusted with the role. I mean, she is iconic. Nolan praised Nyong'o's casting. She's saying Helen required both beauty and emotional depth. He highlighted her ability to project strength, poise, and layered emotion, adding that he was absolutely desperate for her to take the role. Nyong'o also pushed back against the notion that Helen can be reduced to her beauty alone. Rather than focusing on Helen as the face that launched 1,000 ships, she approached the character by exploring who she is beneath her appearance. You can't perform beauty. I want to know who this character is, what is beyond beauty, and what is beyond looks. After her casting was announced, some critics questioned the Black actress playing the traditional Greek character. Nyong'o dismissed the controversy, noting that The Odyssey is a mythological story expressing support for Nolan's vision. This is a mythological story. Okay. She praised the film's diverse ensemble cast, arguing that the epic story spans worlds and cultures. Rather than engaging with the criticism, she said she prefers to focus on the larger scope of the project. She ends by saying, "It's quite something to be part of the Odyssey because it is so grand. It spans worlds. So that's why the cast is what it is. We're occupying the epic narrative of our time."
Well, look, you cannot blame this actress for taking a job and being cast. I know people will push back when I say that. She has a choice. I think Chris Nolan's vision is that by casting, her, her beauty would be exotic to the Greeks because she is not traditionally what you would think Helen of Troy would look like. And then there are those like Elon Musk who say that Chris Nolan is pandering to get awards. I think the jury is out. I think we need to see the movie before we judge, but it's not looking good. And this kind of we have another related story about Betty Boop and potential race swapping there. But I think the problem is audiences knee-jerk reaction, and you can't blame the audience for feeling this way, that you're pandering when you do this. You're pandering for awards. You're pandering to a progressive audience. And it just, I think, can we get back to traditional storytelling and maybe not doing this so often? It's kind of like this wasn't even a thing, because when people were cast in roles, you go, well, that's, that actor is the best actor. Morgan Freeman or whoever is a really good actor. It doesn't matter that, in this original story, the character wasn't Black. Who cares? And I think people question it now. What are your thoughts, Alan, on this?
Yeah, two things. One is, I think I'm going to give Christopher Nolan the benefit of the doubt. And I'll mention it this way. Remember the movie Megalopolis? put out by Francis Ford Coppola,
Yes. Oh my
who
God.
spent all of his money to make this movie because he had this dream and this passion to make the movie. He had a vision for it and pretty much put his vision on screen. And then people saw it and thought it was awful. I feel like that's what's going on here. I think Christopher Nolan has this vision of what it is. And, yeah, let's make it diverse. Let's do all this stuff because there's this grand vision behind it. And I think that's the approach he's kind of taking here, as opposed to I need to be DEI and woke and all that stuff. But like Francis Ford Coppola, his vision failed, and this vision is equally likely to fail. Now, regarding Lupita Nyong'o's comments, I'm gonna say the same thing I said about Millie Alcock here. She's seeing it from the other side in terms of she's done the performance, she understands what she's gotten herself, or what the character is, and that she sees the character in a way that we haven't because we haven't seen the movie. Does that mean she's right? I mean, ultimately time will tell, but this is one of those, you can't blame the actress because she was offered a role from Christopher Nolan to be in this big epic, and who in their right mind would say no when he wanted to be in the movie? Yeah,
to
but
work with Chris Nolan, I mean, Oscar winning. I mean, he's a over 50% batting average on his great films. I think that's easily arguable. He's made more better films than he's had more hits than misses.
Right. I think the best I could say is I think this production is misguided. And the guy at the top is misguided unless he truly sees something we're not seeing. And again, publicity, I don't know what's been happening to Hollywood publicity lately, but they are just not selling these movies right. And they're the ones who are actually causing all these conversations to occur. And then the final comment about this is an epic mythology. So therefore it belongs to the world. And so therefore we can make it diverse. And I mean, look, yeah, I guess you could have cast Mulan as a white woman or a gay black man or a trans man. I don't know. But sometimes stories from certain cultures need to be a story from that culture. And I just, this is our way of talking ourselves into a casting decision that is going to be problematic. And so there you go.
Well, I'll just repeat what you told me privately. It all comes down to, does she get naked in the movie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I think that's the 180 turnaround to say, no, this is a true masterpiece.